I'm back. I missed the upload by a day. Do not smite me down. Please forgive me. I was watching Monarch. So far, so good with the two episodes that are out. I think I enjoyed episode 1 more than episode 2. But episode 2, something about it makes me feel like I should like it more than I did. I thought it was still good, don't get me wrong. But this is not the place to talk about it. We're talking about Hokkaido Godzilla. That's right, I speak Japanese. I learned it overnight. Just, what could I say? I'm a man of many languages. I'm bilingual. I'm kidding. I don't. Skip this shit. Let's move it. Up first, we're looking at Battle version Godzilla. Now, here's the thing here. Here's the thing. When is Godzilla not in battle form? When have we seen a peaceful Godzilla? Perhaps we have. But when has a figure ever come out like, this is the peaceful form of Godzilla, right? This is the sick form when he has the stomach. Like, there's no such thing. It's always battle form Godzilla. There's no other form. All right. So, enough with the dazzle words. Keep it real. It's just Godzilla. It's who he is. It's in his nature. We know that. Do not try to spice it up with the packaging. You're not selling me more than you already had on this figure. Hiya. There goes my sponsorship. Anyway, here we are with Battle version Godzilla, and he looks awesome. As you can see, he's battle ready. By the way, his tail's up. That means he's ready to attack. And his hands are out in front of him, which means he's ready to defend himself. So, awesome figure, awesome paint, cool articulation that I do not take full capability of, or full advantage of, I should say, because I struggle with articulation. I gotta heat. I say this all the time. I gotta start heating up my figures more. I still get some good poses out of him. All right, out of the box, no heat needed. You can still do some pretty cool stuff here if you're like me, an amateur. Now, if you want to really get this guy to sniff his balls, you're gonna have to definitely boil him, microwave him, whatever, and get those joints loose. There's his tail. Please don't microwave your figure. Some kid's gonna hear that and be like, "Are you a fucking we'll stick it in the microwave," and then blow up his house and the figure and be a disaster. And then they'll look at me and I'll be in jail. I take no responsibility for that if you do that. There's his hands. So he comes with 2 pairs of hands, and they're not that different. But I guess it's nice. You can choose. On the right, we have the more neutral hand, and then on the left, we have the slightly closed neutral hand. I think this figure would have been fine if it just kept the one on the left, like no extra hands needed. But I guess the one positive of having 2 hands like this, you can do what I did here, where one hand is, Exhibit A, and the other hand's Exhibit B, and it adds some uniqueness, it's some flair, so it's not so stagnant. Yeah, I sound very professional when I talk like that. Do you like that? Does that make you feel good? My finger's going in his mouth to show you that it opens, and there's his tongue. His head goes up a bit. Again, if I heated this up, probably better, but still, just some good articulation. Let's straighten out this tail. Just kidding, we're curving it. And again, no heat needed. You get a really nice curl going on there. Very happy with that. Here we're doing some basic poses, and again, you can make it look really unique on a shelf, or you can be really basic and have like a Movie Monster series stance going on, just hands out in front of him, just straight up, which works for the Movie Monster series. No disrespect, but when you have these really articulated figures, you gotta have a bit of fun. All right, put the hands in the air, do the splits, get the tail doing things that tails should not do. Have some fun. This is a good one. I should make him look like that on my shelf. I forget how I made him look. I think I have him in a really basic stance on the shelf because I don't want to take up too much shelf space. I wish I can get him to stand like this though without using my fucking fingers. Someone else did it online. I can't. Weight distribution is not my forte. I might have to use some string. Catch him like a baby. See that? All in all, this figure gets a thumbs up for me, which fucking A. Cut this out of the video. Anyway, let's move on to Super Battle version, also known as Heat Ray Godzilla. You got a bit of false advertising going on because that is not what the Heat Ray looks like in the box. I can tell you that right now. And there's the logo. Shocker, he's from the same movie as the other guy. Heat Ray Godzilla 91. There he is screaming. There he is screaming at you. And then there's the back with all the legal jargon. Take notes. Then here he is out of the box. I don't know if you guys noticed, but his dorsal plates are blue. This is not the same figure as before. He also is throwing up. Just kidding, that's the Heat Ray. This figure looks beautiful. So it is pretty much the same mold, same figure. Paint-wise, I think his skin tone's a bit darker. We'll see that a little bit later. And then obviously the blue on the dorsal plates, which is beautiful, all right? I thought there was glitter on it. No, it just has a bit of a shine to it. There's the peg that you put into his mouth. I'll show you that in a second, right there. See, I told you in 1 second. I'm on it today. I'm on it. And then, yeah, you just plug it in there. There's the dorsal plates again. They look beautiful, especially in person. I overexposed the fuck out of this video. I'm really sorry. I'll do better next time, okay? Everything on the little camera is hard to tell how good it looks on that little screen, you know. But the dorsal plates are really beautiful. They have a good gradient going down his tail. Again, the two hands. I just did what I did before, just on opposite hands to add some uniqueness. But aside from that, just a very beautiful figure. Get some nice. There's a really basic stance right there, and I'm happy with this. Maybe you only need one, and I would recommend this one over the other one. But let's look at his heat ray here. This reminds me of the NECA heat rays, and I mean that in a good way. Although it does worry me over time. Will this warp if I have this in his mouth for, 24 hours, 48 hours, 64 hours, maybe 120 hours? How long will it last before you start to see some degradation? Let me not try to sound smart. How long until it warps and it looks bad? I don't know. It feels like sturdy plastic, all right? But like in a pose like this, I don't know if it will hold well over time. Something might start to give. So I think I would recommend, if you don't have a stand to hold up the beam effect, probably do something like this, except have the bottom of the beam hit the ground. That way it has some support, and it still looks cool, as you can see. Let me not to boast myself, but I hit a pretty good pose on him right there. See that? All right, you can make him hit some buildings, make him shoot at like a smaller kaiju. And Gears is getting blasted right now with that beam. All right, you can do some really cool stuff. Awesome figure, worth the pesos. Here's a size comparison with your father. Just kidding, that was rude. I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have. That was. Then we have the YMSF Manda for some reason, but it looks nice. 6-inch scale figure with 7-inch scale figures. I think that's a good comparison right there. It looks awesome. Then there's NECA King Kong. I just started whipping figures out of my ass here. And obviously this is not scale at all. Kong's too big. That's how big we thought Scar King was going to be. And then the movie came out and it was like, oh, no, he's actually he's pretty hunched over. Here he is with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And as you can tell, I overexposed the video. And finally, the one everyone's been requesting, the Rebel Hoth Trooper. Just kidding. Ghidorah. Obviously, we have to see that size comparison. And Ghidorah is massive. But I'm pretty sure that's good. Like, maybe a little too big, but I'm okay with that. I'd rather my Ghidorah figures compared to their Godzilla counterpart be too big than too small, because I've had enough of these Ghidorah figures that are just too small. So I'm really happy with the scaling. It looks awesome. Anyway, guys, get the round of applause going. These figures are great. Thumbs up as well. Highly recommended. Hiya did a really good job. Weren't these like the first Toho collection figures that they announced, and I'm just now talking about them? These got announced like decades ago. That's an exaggeration. I apologize, but it feels like so long. And I got the Ghidorah first. Jesus, time just flies when Hiya announces figures every 5 seconds and then takes 30 years to release them. Worth the wait though. Where's my 2000 figure? My 1999 Millennium, please. I'm waiting. I got a whole case ready for that figure. I should have bought two. No, that's greedy. That's greedy. That's a sin. I'm not about that. But I cannot wait for that figure because I know they're gonna kill it. And I have to ship my Scylla. I have that waiting. And they just announced Destroya, and I told myself I'm done with Destroya figures. And I'm starting to feel like, nah, I'm lying. Because it's tempting. It's tempting, but we'll see. Time will tell. But then if I get the Destroya, I have to get the Burning Godzilla. And I'm definitely kind of burnt out on Burning Godzilla. Pun intended. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, guys, that's it. One last thing. I wanted to show this. I got this with the package as well. It's a Mothra Bank, and it's absolutely adorable. But you can't see it. I fixed it here. One of the antennas came broken because I shipped this, and I shouldn't have done it. I'm not going to blame the store, but I shipped it with some that antenna, some heavier Super 7 products. So those kind of wobbled around in the box and knocked off the antenna. But it was an easy fix. But still, cute addition. I had this pre-ordered on it was Big Bad Toy Store. I had it pre-ordered for like a minute, and it took a while. But I'm happy to have it now. Just a nice little display piece. I like these little cartoony banks. I hope to do more of them, actually. I think they have like a King Kong one out there somewhere. That'd be a cool one to get. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all take care. And I will see you all next time.